Hey YouTubers, it's Tony here from We Try Anything, the channel that likes to try anything so you don't have to. What we're going to have a look at today is a Kia Picanto. This Kia we picked up from a dealership in Durham, which is Kia of Durham. The reason why we got it is because our car is in, so I thought I'd do our own car's in, so I thought I'd just do a quick review of it and give you my thoughts and my impressions of the car. First of all, this is the Kia Picanto 1. Which is the EcoDynamics one. It's the basic trim level, which is a 1 litre Kia Picanto. I've got to say, I mean, this is the 2019 plate one, and I've got to say I really do like the look of it from the outside. I mean, Kia really stepped up their game in terms of the quality of the design, the features, how it looks. I mean, I like the previous version to this, but obviously this is the much more facelifted version of it. So as you can see here, it's got all the new kind of lighting cluster here at the front. It's got the daylight running lights here and the new grille. Sorry, you'll have to forgive my coughing here. But it does give, like, a small car such a nice, aggressive or kind of faster looking view to it, and I'm really impressed with the way Kia does their stuff. But on the reverse, it looks really nice as well. Nice kind of flat look to it, which is easy, great for parking. I mean, this is the Kia Rio 1, which means it's the El Basico version, so there's nothing much to it, but what you get on some of the more higher trim levels, you get them as LED, and when you see them in the flesh, they look really good, which really brings this car up in terms of look for what you get for your money, really. I mean, this, I think it starts at about £10,000, and while to me that's quite a lot of money, I do think if you could get this like second hand or a bit cheaper, I've got to say, great looking car. So what we're going to do, as this is the 5-door version, we're going to have a quick look in the back, and then the usual look in the front, see what you get with this version, and then we're taking on a test drive. Right, I've gone to ultra wide just so to give you a better understanding of how the inside looks. So if it looks bigger than what it is, it probably isn't. But I'll just go back to normal view, so you can see there's quite some space in the back, enough for probably 2 full-size adults, and obviously a space for 2 child seats. And I believe you get your ISOFIX points there and there, which are indicated here. You got 2 seat belts here and here, and in the back, if I just show you, I'm 5'6", so this gives you a kind of a good level idea of how far the front seat is. And now obviously this is in my configuration at the front, so if you were like a 6-foot driver, obviously it'll be a bit back, and if you're a 6-foot passenger sitting behind a 6-foot driver, you might find this a bit of a squeeze, but you know, in terms of how I find it really good. As you can see on the doors here, you've got it's kind of a basic trim, which is plastic, keep fit windows, or better known as wind up windows. There's no kind of you'll have to forgive me for being out of breath. I'm really sorry, I've only walked around the car, but God, it shows the lockdown's had an effect on me. But as you can see here, just very smooth keep fit windows, and they go all the way as well, which is brilliant, because some kids do like to kind of have a look out the window, and I know a lot of cars only go to about there, but it goes all the way. I'll just pull them back up, and there's your rear lock in here as well. But yeah, nice bit of room here. And if I do above my head, if that's kind of got me on my head, I mean, as you can see, I've got kind of a nice amount of headroom as well, because I mean, obviously it's kind of more of a boxier design here. So yeah, I'm really impressed with the back space. Now obviously you probably get, you do have your own kind of basic ventilation here, so there's no aircon, there's no vents at the back, but you do get one cup holder here, which is great. Good for storage. But talking of storage, you don't get much in terms of door storage at all, really, and it is all obviously scratchy plastics at the back. So that's it. So not really much to store your stuff, or for kids to put like tablets or what have you. And even on the back of the Kia EcoDynamics 1, you don't get anything in terms of kind of rear seat pockets, really. So it's a bit of a shame that, but obviously the cost cutting try and keep the price down. But in terms of the seats at the back, yeah, they're nice and firm, and they do kind of give you a bit of your back. Yeah, they're quite supportive as well. And then you've got your headrest here, which go up and down. And that's it really. That's as much as you get. There's nothing much really else to talk about in the back. I mean, you got your usual space here, and that's it. It is basic trim here, kind of Tesco no frills motoring. But what I'll do is just from the back, I'll show you just kind of, this is, as I say, this is ultra wide, and that kind of gives you a view of what you can see from the back, and it's not bad. You know, you're not obscured by a big seat or anything, so you do get kind of, it's not claustrophobic or anything like in any way, shape or form. So yeah, I do like this car, and I've got to say, out of the small ones that I've driven, like the Micro, which is fine, and some of the other ones like that Suzuki Swift, I've got to say I do like the Picanto. I'm quite surprised by it. Right then, again, ultra wide still. So I just thought I'd show you what's going on in the front. As you can see here, we've got the front electric windows here, which obviously that's the driver and that's the passenger, which works as thus. It looks to me like the windows are very, very slightly tinted. No, they're not. I'm sorry, I'm wrong there. But you got your central lock in here, which works as such. And as you can see there, you see that moving there. Talking of here, the handles, basic trim, it goes without saying. Obviously on the more, I'm guessing on the more higher trim level cars, which, for example, we've got a Kia Rio, which is it's a 3, because they do come in 1, 2 or 3, and it's all chrome and it's nice and metal and stuff like that. But it is basic in here, and I gotta admit, if you have to kind of the no frills motoring, then this might be the level for you. I mean, this thing doesn't even come with air conditioning, which I've got to say in this day and age is a must really, especially with the value of the car. I mean, if it doesn't come with air conditioning, it does kind of lessen the value of the car. I'm kind of hazarding, I guess, here. But you know, you have got old school ventilation there, which is your windows. But other than that, you know, it is the basic of the basic trim. I mean, so I believe on some of the more higher range models, you do get kind of a touch screen here. I mean, you'd have to check online about that, but you know, I'll talk about that in a minute. But as you can see, it's all basic all the way around. There's nothing fancy. There's only just a little bit of a kind of a metal effect plastic trim here, which it does add to the look of the vehicle. I've got to say, it's not going to kind of make it look super expensive, but it's a nice little touch. And I've got to say, the layout of the dash, I'm really impressed with it. It's simple, everything is in its place. Sorry, I moved my leg here and obviously my camera. Everything's in its place. You've got your kind of ventilation controls there. You've got your radio here. Again, you know, I can't see it being any harder than what it is. I don't think it's got Bluetooth, but I haven't had it long enough to really say, to be honest. I mean, I can turn it on and turn the music down. Traffic announcements, no, I don't think it has got Bluetooth, but you know, that's more the car really. I mean, at the end of the day, if you want more fancier stuff, you've got to pay more money, and this vehicle starts at about, I think, around the £10,000 mark for a brand new one. So you know, you probably can get some offers and stuff like that at the minute, and especially with us coming out of lockdown, which is the reason why I've started doing these videos again. You probably get a good deal really. But you know, in terms of the overall layout, and you know, you get things like your auxiliary here. You've got your 12 volt connection there, like what used to be a cigarette lighter connection there, but obviously for things like tire pressure, tire inflator and stuff like that. You've got USB as well there, so you know, you're quite well catered for there. And you know, if you like your music and stuff, it's brilliant. The other thing I did notice as well, which was quite a neat little touch, was I'll just move my other camera out of the way, which you've got this kind of area here to put your drinks and stuff, and if you've got smaller drinks, these flip around as well, which I found a really nice little touch. And considering it is kind of what would be a kind of a low price car at a low kind of entry point as well, like the model in the range, you know, it's nice to see a little bit of innovation there. And again, you know, it's 5 gear. You do have your auto start stop. Now here we have the instrument binnacle here. It is as simple as you can get it, and I think the layout is brilliant. You've got your fuel gauge on the right, temperature on the left, driver information in the centre, and you've got your rev counter there and your speedometer there. And you know, it's simple, it's not convoluted, it's not got all these little design features that you've got to kind of look around the steering wheel to see around it and stuff like that, or move the steering wheel just to see. It's just simple, it's big, the fonts are nice and large, and it's easy to read. The other thing as well, being the El Basico model, obviously you don't get your kind of telephone connection here, which we do on our Kia Rio level 3, as it were, where you got your as it were, your trip and stuff like that, which is normally down here, and you got all telephone, your volume control here, telephone and stuff like that, and the steering wheel. You just get trip and reset. And obviously if I go through the trip counter here, you've got, I mean, that you've got miles per gallon, which is what it's probably currently doing. I mean, obviously I'm not moving at the minute because I'm using my phone to record this. You've got your I'm guessing the average miles per hour, which is 24. You've got your trip time, which I'll probably just reset because there's no point. So I just kept my finger on the old reset button, and that's what happened there. Again, the odometer A, odometer B, miles till empty, which is 91. And I mean, I picked this up when it was 111, and I've done about, I would say I've done about 20 miles since that. And you know, in the Suzuki Swift that I had, it wasn't that accurate. It went down quite quick, whereas it's been very, very accurate, or even probably a little bit more accurate than some of the other cars I've had, and I've been suitably impressed. The other thing as well is its average miles per gallon, and it's getting, I'll zoom in a little just to help you, because I know some people are interested in that. It is getting 44 miles to the gallon, and I think that's brilliant on average. I mean, obviously it may go up if you do less, may go up if you do more motorway miles, or it may go down if you do more city driving. But you know, the manufacturers tend to say it's about 50 miles to the gallon, and you know, you take that with a pinch of salt really. But that, I've got to say, I can't fault that. That is as close as you can get. And if I just zoom in a little there, that gives you a better view of what's going on. And I think, you know, it's really good. And obviously you can reset that and then see what kind of miles per gallon you are getting. And again, back to where we were, so I'll just pop that on the range so I know where I'm at. As I said, there's the radio there's your ventilation, stuff like that, which just easily moves up and round and stuff like that. Quite nicely designed as well. I do like the look of it. Your seating arrangements here, I'll go back to ultra wide. Your seating arrangements here, I'll move the camera as well. Yeah, it's comfortable. I really do like it. There's no lumbar support or anything like that, but you know, it's nice. It's very. You got your bolsters here. These aren't too high as well, because in the Golf that I reviewed, these bolsters were high, and I did have a bad back, not from the seat, but I did pull my back or whatever, and it was a nightmare to get in and out of. So nice, I've got to say, and the quality of the seating as well is nice and thick padding, and you know, to sit at, brilliant. And yeah, I'm going to stop rambling. As I say, it's a basic car, or it's the basic spec, and if it just had aircon, I would say that's all you need really. I mean, if you want a bit more, you know, like technology and stuff, then you know, you've got to pay a bit more, and then you'll get what you're after really, as with anything in life. But you know, you got obviously your instrument controls here, indicators, lights and stuff like that. I mean, it does have daytime running lights here, which is obviously at the front, which is a requirement of a lot of brand new cars here. But they are kind of bulb driven; they're not LED or anything like that. So you know, El Basico really. And now what I'll just quickly do, I'll just quickly show you a view from the back, just to give you an idea what's out the back as well. You know, you got your seating arrangement there, and what kind of view you get from the rear view window, and it is good. I mean, I didn't talk about visibility either. Visibility is fine. There's nothing you know, you do have your your points here, your blind spots, but they're minimal. And I've got to say, for getting yourself around the town or around down the motorway, you can see everything. The one thing I did have an issue with, and that's probably because I'm used to a bit more spec in my car, is these are manual, and my god, the last time I used manual controls was about 10 years ago, and it's just mad to see them on this kind of 2019 car. But other than that, you know, I think it's a great little car. And would I buy one based on this so far? Probably the slightly higher spec, and maybe a slightly more powerful engine, because this is a 1 litre. While it's enough for what we do here, I can't imagine if you have 4 adults in this car what it would be like. So what I'm going to do is quickly show you the rear, as in the boot, and then we'll go for a test drive. Right, so as you can see here, I've got the key, and I'm going to just, you can just keep your finger on it to hold, to open just that, so it just unlocks the actual back. And as you can see here, here's your boot. Boot wise, enough for a couple of bags of shopping. I mean, we've got a boot protector here, which is quite interesting. So I don't know if that comes standard. You got your parcel shelf here, which can disconnect via that. And also, if I just do that down and just show you how easy that is to, you got tether points as well on the seats. And if I just quickly show you that, that was easily done. And you got quite a bit of space just to move stuff around. And I'll just kind of lessen that just so you can see it better. So there's, you know, he's got kind of nice bit of carrying space here. And the one thing I didn't show you is how far the doors open. And they do open nearly 90 degrees to the actual car, which might be ideal if you're looking to put babies and stuff in the car. So if you're looking for something that's economical and, you know, easy to live with, then I've got to say, this is ticking all the boxes for me. If I was to look for a car, if I was a young lad, as it were, or a person just looking for something cheap and practical to run, yeah, great. And there you go. So what we're going to do now is set up the other camera and then just take for a test drive and give you my kind of overall thoughts, and we just take from there. Right then, let's get this car started and let's take it for a little drive and tell you what I think. Right, here we go. Obviously we're at Washington Golf Course here. That's where I just quickly did my review, as you can see here. And as we've got no aircon today and it's quite warm, nearly 20 degrees, the old-fashioned aircon has been deployed. So, what's my thoughts so far? Well, as you can see on the video, I do like the actual look of the car, and the inside is very basic, but if you can look past that, kind of basicness and just get, say, aircon with the car, it's all you need really. I mean, it's all I just going to readjust my microphone. It's all I ever need, me personally, and I'm only kind of giving you my opinion of this car. I mean, once you take it for a test drive, which because it's coming out of lockdown, you might get what's known as an unassisted test drive. So you get a better impression of the car without someone talking about it all the time. And my impression of this car so far, I've got to say, I do like it. We was looking at one of these before we looked at the Kia Rio, because we wanted something that was just small, 5-door, and easy to drive and cheap to insure and run. And this thing, at the minute, would have been perfect, really. Though I would have probably gone for the more higher spec model and larger engine, because I don't think this has got a turbo in it. I would imagine it would struggle with a family of 4 or maybe 4 adults in the car, being only a little 1 litre. But you know, I'm only hazarding a guess here, because at the end of the day, I can't say without ever really trying it. But you know, it's all right. I mean, it's quite well planted on the road. There's no real it's not massively sharp like a Fiesta, say, going around corners and agile, but it doesn't roll big as well. You know, it's not doesn't roll around the corners as much as you think, but it's not as precise as, say, something like a Fiesta. But in terms of, you know, no frills motoring, then yeah, I've got to say it is pretty good. Now I'm going to just drive on the dual carriageway so you can hear it if there's any tyre roar or anything like that. I'll get an impression of the noise that it makes and the speed that it can get up to, really. Because as I say, I mean, in the first couple of the gears, it's no slouch. I mean, you do get up the speed range quite quickly, but you know, this car's not designed for kind of down the track or drag racing or anything like that. It is just an A to B car, which to me is a nice looking car, and it's comfortable to ride in. Now, in terms of the actual road noise that I mentioned, it does have some road noise about it. You do hear the tyres at speed, and I don't know, it's hard to say really, because you know, what do you expect from a car that, you know, like a small car really? I mean, obviously you get that in all sorts of small cars. I get it in the Micra, but I've got to admit the Micra seems a bit more well insulated than this one, and that's like a 10-year-old car really. But coming up on the bypass here, bypass I believe it's called, and if you look around the area then you can see that we're heading towards what's known as Pinch Monument. Now it's going up the speed range. I mean, we're going towards the national speed limit now, and we're doing 60. I'll do the miles per gallon as well, just to see what it can do. And you know, it's not getting to 70 massively quick, but it'll get there. And let me just see what the miles per gallon. It's saying 51.2. Now I've got to say, I mean, my Micra, being it diesel, it does 57 miles to the gallon on the motorway, and while that's good, this is petrol and it's doing it at 55.5 at 70 miles an hour. So in terms of the actual economy of driving and its efficiency, it's brilliant. I mean, like, I'm averaging 57 now. That's where my Micra is. So if you're looking for a petrol car that's cheap to run, I've got to say this wins for me hands down. And I'd have absolutely no problem using this on the motorway. It's quite composed. I mean, okay, overtaking, well, I mean, it'll get you there. I mean, Christ, it does accelerate a little, but you do run out of coke if you go up a hill, which I have done kind of when I'm on the A1 towards near the Angel North. You have a hill, and it was taking its time going up there. But yeah, I mean, it's 60.3 at the minute. I mean, this is brilliant. I'm sorry I'm saying like I'm getting excited over miles per gallon, but when you expect a Micra diesel to do a lot more than 57, maybe in the high 60s, and you get a petrol 1 litre car that just hammers it, I've got to say I'm a convert really. But you know, in terms of its road manners and stuff like that, I know I keep mentioning it, but going over bumps and stuff like that, because it's got quite thickish tyres, you know, it's obviously got steel wheels on this with the rims, like plastic rims, and it is comfortable. And again, you know, I'd have no problem doing a long distance in this, because even though it is a small car, it feels slightly bigger, and with that comes comfort. And you know, it's not, even though there is road noise which you can hear from the tyres, it's not too obtrusive, and the engine, I can't really hear the engine as much, and I've got to say, for that alone, it's brilliant. Now I'm going to just go around this island to come back on myself, and just see how it kind of nips around the island, and just see how agile it is. I mean, the brakes aren't too grabby, they're a bit kind of, not spongy, but you know, they're not as say grabby as something like a bit bigger, like the Kia Rio that we've got. But yeah, it goes around the island. It's not, as I said, it's not as sharp as something like a Fiesta or something like that, or maybe a VW up, but it goes around it with no dramas really, and yeah, it's good. I'm just going to head back up to about 50. I'm in 4th gear at the minute, so 60, and it'll tell me to, it has got an indicator for going, I'm going to go up anyhow, but for where you go up in the rev range. Now I'm at 70 mile an hour doing 3,000 revs, and currently 51.2 miles to the gallon. Let's see if I can, I mean, it's saying I'm doing 99.9 at the minute, get miles to the gallon, but I don't believe that for 1 minute. Yeah, that's more like it. 50 miles to the gallon. I've got to say, this thing is economy personified at the minute for me. Yeah, it's going down now as I'm using the kind of real time miles per gallon now, as opposed to what would be the average. And yeah, it's heading down to 35 now as I'm putting the foot down, but it's going back up again. So I'm giving you a bit of real time updates, but I just wanted you to understand how the economy of this car is. But yeah, 48.6. So if I just kept it at that, I'd say that's a winner in my book. The delivery, the acceleration, what there is with this 1 litre is smooth, and I've got to say it's really good. It's not choppy or it's not thrummy or anything like that. So it is good. I mean, I'm kind of guessing it's definitely the 1 litre. I wouldn't have thought they would have given us a 1.25, but it is good. And if I just go from 70 just a little bit higher, as I said, I'm slightly going up the hill. Yeah, you can't feel much acceleration here. I mean, even though I am overtaking other cars, it's doing it very slowly now. There's no real kind of surge that you would probably hope to get if you are in a situation where you need to overtake. But other than that, I've got to say, I am really impressed with this car. I mean, I enjoyed driving the Suzuki. There was a bit more technology to it with the, Apple CarPlay and stuff like that. But, if anything, I mean, I love the look of the Suzuki. But if I was looking for a brand new car, and I wanted the benefit of 7 years warranty that you do get with these cars as well, then I'm going to say going for a bit more higher spec model than this, you're onto a winner, really. I mean, I really like this car. I really like it. It'd be a shame when I give it back, to be fair. And you never know, I might swap it for my Micra. But yeah, I'm very, very, very impressed with this car. It is great. No frills, motoring, just at its best, really. If you like the video, then please give it a thumbs up. If you want to subscribe to the channel for further updates and to see the up and coming Kia Rio video, then please click on the subscribe and also click on the bell. I know it helps the channel get a bit more further wide and get more reach, as it were. So please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Goodbye.